Welcome back to session 19 of our numismatic interview with Richard Burdick. And we're continuing to do show and tell of his collection, his amazing exonumia collection that he's built over the last 40 years. Let's start with some of the, let's just show you real quick what we got to talk about today. And yes, that is mostly gold there, except for one piece. And
Let's start with this one.
We're going to start with this one here. This is a beautiful, beautiful $20 gold piece.
No, read the date on there.
Well, it's a 1883, but the 3 has been removed and it's been repunched as an 1833.
The reason that was done is this piece was made to be a 50-year wedding anniversary. That's why they changed the date to 1833, because $20 gold pieces were not being minted in 1833. If it was a real 1833, it'd be a $20 million coin, one of the rarest of all American coins. Like a 1933 20 just sold for about $20 million last year. So anyways, this is a 50-year wedding anniversary. You could read the names on there.
Right. It says, I bring it into focus. Leon presented to Yetta and Elias on the 50th anniversary of their wedding from their brother, Leon. And it's a beautiful tree with beautiful engraving all the way around. Really, truly a wonderful, wonderful gift for somebody on their 50th anniversary in a time when most people didn't live to celebrate a 50th anniversary.
That piece is easily in the top 10 pieces in my collection.
Incredible. Now we're going to go back to a piece that we saw before, and this was this wonderful little box here with this beautiful maiden in it. And it says on here, Baby Kitten to Charlie, 5/6/97. And you like to think that this $20 gold piece here
Was Charlie.
This is Charlie here, 1880, and it's Charlie, beautifully engraved in blue enameled $20 gold piece. It very easily could have been the same people.
Well, I've always kind of fantasized the fact. And, I had the trade dollar box for many years, and then the gold piece, another very famous collector owned it. And I just flat out told him, I said, I really, really want to get this. And we ended up doing a trade, no money involved. But the other collector got a lot of stuff. And I got this. And we both walked away from it happy, and we're still friends today. But that's kind of how I got that piece. It was a trade with another real dyed-in-the-wool collector, and no money changed hands, just stuff. We each ended up with different stuff. They got a lot of stuff, but I got a phenomenal piece.
Well, let's look at a piece.
I'd rather have a few important things than a whole bunch of just stuff.
Let's look at a piece that you got from me at some time in the past. It's Danielle. $1885 gold piece, beautifully engraved, and
it's a tri-colored gold enameled pictorial overlay. It covers many different categories, but what an exquisite job that
Do you remember you almost lost that piece?
I did. There's a right and a wrong time to make counter offers for things. If something's fairly priced and rare, pay the price. If you can accept it, you probably never get another shot at something like that. Don't counter offer. Some people want to chisel and counter on every transaction. And you can lose pieces doing it, and I've lost pieces doing that. And I countered, $100 or so on that one. And we ended up settling out for, I don't know, $50 difference, but I shouldn't have done it on that one. I probably almost lost it. And I was lucky to walk away with that one.
Up next, we have a beautiful piece here. This is a $10 gold piece. It's engraved on both sides, 1860, 1892.
It's probably a birth year and death year, I'm thinking.
It's got a little ruby in it and beautiful blue enameling. And the Masonic, is that Masonic symbol?
Yeah, it is.
You see a lot of Masonic symbols on
It was a
there.
very big organization at that time. I see a number of different coins, especially United States coins, with the Masonic monograms on it.
I'm going to hold this one up here. It's a beautiful, oops, I got it upside down. A beautiful piece here of a stagecoach with horses. And it's on a...
S-mint 10 lib.
Right.
Obviously,
nice.
that was carried for a pocket piece
Yeah.
for some time before this piece was made.
Where did you get that piece at?
I bought that from, I'll tell you the guy's name, John Krailovich.
So, sorry for the delay there. We got another piece here. Looks like a Jewish piece.
There's much more about this.
Oh, go ahead.
There's much more to tell about. This is a very, very historically important piece. Like I say, I bought this from John Krailovich. He had done his homework on this piece, and which it all makes sense. This piece it's an enameled pictorial with a stagecoach, horses, and there's even little people inside the stagecoach. And if you'll notice the enameled letters,
Okay.
his initials.
What are the initials?
D. Cole,
Okay.
Daniel Cole. He owned in the 1870s, he owned a stagecoach run that carried people from Reno, Nevada, across the Sierra Nevada mountains, that ran to Sacramento. And in the mountains, up probably around Donner Pass, he had like a small hotel for the people that were on his stagecoach to spend the night before the next day they'd continue on their journey. So someone had this thing made to commemorate him and his stagecoach. In fact, the place he owned up in the mountains was called the Mountain House Inn, I believe. And what makes this piece even better was that after President McKinley got the presidency of the United States, McKinley nominated this Daniel C. Cole to be the superintendent of the San Francisco Mint. And if you look very closely, there's quite a bit of wear on this coin, but you can see the S Mint. So this has a very close tie historically, and the piece is outstanding to have a pictorial enameled coin of this with this type of history. This again is probably easily in the top 10 pieces of my collection.
Wow. Very nice.
Good things aren't cheap, and cheap coins aren't good.
There you go.
But it came with that story. I mean, you never get a chance at something else like that. You better buy it.
Yep, yep. Next up, we got a 1878 $2.50 Liberty. And it's beautifully enameled. Mitzpah. Just
That's, I think, an Eastern European thing. It means something. I can't remember what it means.
Is it
Peace
Jewish-
be with you, or peace
Jewish
is your.
saying?
Yeah, it is. I'd say Yiddish, but
Yiddish.
mitzvah. It's easy to Google. I can't remember exactly what it means, but I think it'll be something like "Peace be with you."
Doing a Google search real quick here.
Shouldn't be hard.
May God watch over you.
There you go.
Hebrew word that means watchtower and is loosely interpreted as may God watch over you. Here's another beautiful gold piece that's enameled.
This piece is exquisitely done.
Now it's black. Isn't black
Yes.
usually for funerals?
It's to signify the death of someone, usually.
Right, and this is an early $5 gold
It
piece.
is. I had John Danrither look at this piece, and he is probably, to my knowledge, the most knowledgeable numismatist in this country. And he specializes in $5 gold pieces. So I showed him this, he studied it, and he knows by studying the dies that this coin was made in 1811 because it's the only reverse die they used that year. That the quality of this and the workmanship is absolutely extraordinary.
It has a date on the back of 1870.
Yes, you read that. It's small,
Yeah.
but that commemorates probably the death.
Father, 1870, so...
Since it's black enamel, it's probably commemorating the father's death. That's what I always assumed.
Yeah, I've always been told that black enameled pieces were worn at funerals.
Mm-hmm.
So...
And some actually many years afterwards sometimes to remember them by.
Yep. This here is a very interesting piece here. This is this is a $10 gold piece in a bezel that is very nicely, it's shaved off the front, and it's etching or some type of
I would call it some type of photographic engraving.
Yeah.
There's probably a more technical term by somebody that's very
Once again, it's a pin back to be worn as a brooch, so it may have been a lady's husband or something similar to that.
That was one of the very first gold pieces I bought for this collection. That was over 25, 30 years ago.
Wow.
I've never seen another one like it.
Yeah. It's kind of it's like the push-out 20 we saw last time that had the pictures on the inside. The pictures are kind of the same, but a little different.
This is much earlier. I think this process was done much earlier than the other ones that you're talking about. They probably each have different names, different processes, but I think this is a much earlier version.
And now we have the next piece, and this is going to bring us into what we're going to be talking about in our next session, which is enameled coins. We have a beautiful enameled $3 gold piece that is very high grade, and it has to have it in this coin tan here, so for safekeeping.
It's black enamel.
Yeah, and you can see the host coin is exceptionally high grade. Yeah, any stories to go with that one?
I don't. You pretty much covered it. It's an extraordinary piece, but I don't have a lot to add to that one other than I was lucky to get it.
Yeah. Well, we got 3 pieces here in the center of this little setting here. Let me go ahead and put the camera down there to show those. Can you tell me about those pieces? Those are foreign coins?
Yes. Well, actually, there's one American coin there, and you can flip them over if you'd like. These all came from a small estate that had been handed down in a family from a guy who was actually a dictator of El Salvador back in the day. I don't know exactly when, but oddly enough, they used an American $5 gold piece for one of these, and those three came as a small deal, little collection unto itself.
Very nice, very nice. And they've been kept in very nice condition, too.
They were just put away in a cotton box or something, handed down in the families for many generations, I think.
Very nice workmanship also. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and take a break now. Once again, if you like our channel, please hit the like button and subscribe, and we're going to be back next time with 2 parts of Richard's Enameled coin collection, which is absolutely fabulous and has been exhibited many times. Thank you.